When I ask my patients over 60 what they think is the simplest fruit in the world, they usually smile and say, "Doctor, probably the banana." They laugh until I tell them that this same humble yellow fruit might hold one of the most overlooked secrets to male vitality, stamina, and blood flow. You see, what if I told you that something so ordinary, something sitting right now in your kitchen, could help restore what time slowly took away? No pills, no magic potions, just a fruit most men have ignored because they thought it was too simple to make a difference. But here's the truth few doctors ever mention. After 60, your body doesn't respond to food the same way it did when you were 30. Every bite counts. Every mineral, every enzyme, every molecule you consume can either fuel your circulation and testosterone or silently drain your energy and leave you wondering why your mornings feel heavier and your nights less alive. And among all the foods that cross my medical desk every week, one keeps reappearing in studies, quietly, persistently, almost as if nature is trying to whisper to us, "Don't overlook this one." Yes, I'm talking about the banana. Most people think of it as a quick breakfast snack. But what if I told you that this fruit has properties that directly influence male hormones, vascular health, and even the quality of your intimate performance? What if something so ordinary could help your heart pump stronger, your blood flow freer, and your confidence rise again naturally? I know it sounds almost too good to be true, but I've seen the results with my own patients, men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who started a simple, consistent change and rediscovered a vitality they thought was gone forever. So before you roll your eyes or think, "Doctor, it's just a banana," stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll understand why thousands of men around the world are turning to this fruit, and how it could quietly become one of your greatest allies against fatigue, weak circulation, and declining virility. This isn't about diet trends, it's about biology, your biology, and the surprising way a simple fruit can awaken what's been sleeping inside you. Before we go any further, let me be clear about what you're going to discover in the next few minutes. By the end of this video, you'll understand why so many men over 60 are quietly turning to bananas, not as a breakfast habit, but as a powerful tool to restore their blood flow, balance their hormones, and reignite the spark of youth that still lives inside them. As a urologist, I've seen hundreds of men come into my office believing that aging is a one-way street, that fatigue, weak erections, and loss of desire are just part of getting older. But when we dig deeper, when we start looking at what their bodies truly need, we discover that the issue isn't just age. It's chemistry, circulation, and nutrition. And one of the most natural ways to support all three lies in something you've likely eaten your whole life without realizing its true potential. In this video, I'll show you how the banana, yes, the simple banana, can become one of the most effective natural allies for your cardiovascular system and your testosterone production. I'll explain how it helps regulate blood pressure, supports nitric oxide release, and feeds the very muscles that keep your circulation strong. But I'll also share the part that almost no one talks about, the specific time and combination in which consuming this fruit can turn an ordinary habit into a true health strategy for men over 60. So, if you've been feeling your energy fade, if your mornings aren't as strong as they used to be, and if you've quietly wondered whether there's a natural way to regain your stamina without depending on pills, you're in the right place. I'll connect the dots between something you already know, potassium, magnesium, and natural sugars, and something most men never think about, how those elements interact with male hormones, heart function, and even brain performance as you age. And here's my promise to you. By the time we finish, you'll not only understand why bananas are gaining attention among men your age, but also how to use them in a way that truly benefits your health, vitality, and intimate life. Because this isn't just another nutrition tip. It's a reminder that sometimes the solutions nature gives us are right in front of our eyes. We just need to understand how to use them correctly. Stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal a small, easy adjustment that can multiply these benefits. Something most people never do. Yet it makes all the difference. When I speak to men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, I often see the same look in their eyes. A mix of pride for all they've lived through and quiet frustration for what their bodies no longer do as easily. And I understand that feeling deeply because I've spent over 20 years as a urologist helping men rediscover the energy, confidence, and intimacy they thought were lost forever. In my practice, I've seen executives, farmers, retired teachers, and even former athletes, men who once felt invincible, come to me saying, "Doctor, I'm not the same man I used to be. And I always remind them, you're not supposed to be the same. You're supposed to evolve. But that doesn't mean surrendering your vitality. We, men over 60, share a unique stage in life. Our bodies have experienced decades of hard work, stress, and sometimes neglect. Our hormones shift, our blood vessels lose elasticity, and our metabolism slows down. Yet our desire to live fully remains just as strong. That's why my job isn't only about diagnosing or prescribing. It's about guiding you to understand how your body can still respond powerfully when given the right fuel. I remember one patient in particular, Carlos, 68 years old, a retired engineer. He came to me embarrassed to talk about his fatigue and declining performance. When I looked at his diet, I noticed he had cut out nearly all sources of potassium and magnesium, thinking they didn't matter. I asked him to make one simple change, include one banana every morning paired with a specific hydration routine. 3 weeks later, he walked into my office smiling. "Doctor," he said, "I don't know what you did, but I feel alive again." His blood pressure had stabilized, his energy returned, and his confidence, both in and out of the bedroom, was stronger than it had been in years. That's when I realized that sometimes the most profound transformations come not from medicine cabinets, but from understanding how nature works with your body. So, when I speak to you about bananas, I'm not repeating internet rumors or miracle claims. I'm speaking from clinical observation, from science, and from real men who've experienced real results. My goal is simple: to help you take back control, naturally, confidently, and with the knowledge that your body can still surprise you. Because age doesn't define your potential. What you give your body, and how you understand it, does. After 60, the male body begins a quiet transformation. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens gradually, almost silently. The heart doesn't pump blood as efficiently, the arteries stiffen, and testosterone levels drop little by little. What most men don't realize is that these changes don't just affect their muscles or strength. They touch everything: their energy, mood, confidence, and intimate life. When blood flow slows, the first organ to suffer is the one most men are reluctant to talk about. Erections become weaker not because desire is gone, but because circulation is no longer strong enough to respond. The body still wants to, but the system that once worked like a well-oiled machine now struggles to deliver what it used to. At the same time, fatigue sets in. The mornings that once began with energy now feel heavy. The brain feels slower, the mood less stable, and small frustrations hit harder. It's not weakness, it's physiology. With lower testosterone and reduced nitric oxide, a natural compound that keeps blood vessels open, the entire system slows down. But here's the truth I share with all my patients. This decline is not inevitable. Aging is natural, yes, but deterioration is optional. When the body receives the right support, proper minerals, balanced blood sugar, and strong circulation, it begins to respond again. That spark of vitality that feels lost isn't gone. It's simply waiting for better fuel. And this is where nutrition plays a silent but powerful role. You see, food is not just calories. It's chemistry. Every bite you take sends a message to your body. Some foods calm inflammation and improve blood flow. Others do the opposite. For men over 60, understanding this difference can mean the line between living fully or merely surviving. That's why I always start by rebuilding the basics: what you eat, when you eat, and how your body absorbs it. And that's exactly where something as simple as the banana becomes a surprising ally. Most men overlook it, but its combination of natural sugars, potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6 directly supports heart health and the hormonal balance that fuels male vitality. Ignoring this connection means allowing the slow decline to continue, allowing arteries to stiffen, energy to drop, and confidence to fade. But understanding it opens the door to something far more powerful: taking back control of your health with simple, consistent, natural steps. You're not powerless against time. You just need to give your body what it's been missing. And sometimes that starts with something as small as what's on your breakfast table. Let's dive into what truly makes this humble fruit so powerful for men over 60. First, let's talk about circulation, the foundation of male vitality. Good blood flow means oxygen and nutrients reach every cell, every muscle, every organ. When circulation weakens, everything slows down, from your thinking to your most intimate moments. Bananas are naturally rich in potassium, a mineral that keeps your arteries flexible and your blood pressure balanced. When your potassium levels are too low, your vessels constrict, making it harder for your heart to pump efficiently. But when your potassium levels rise to a healthy range, your vessels relax, blood moves freely, and your body starts to feel more alive again. I often tell my patients, your heart and your masculinity share the same language: blood flow. If you take care of one, you automatically take care of the other. That's why the simple act of adding a banana to your daily routine can create a ripple effect through your entire system. It's not just about preventing cramps or hunger, it's about feeding your body the minerals that keep its most vital systems running smoothly. Then there's magnesium, the quiet hero. After 60, many men suffer from chronic magnesium deficiency without even knowing it. This mineral helps regulate testosterone production and plays a key role in energy metabolism. When magnesium levels fall, fatigue rises, muscles weaken, and stress hormones climb. Bananas deliver just enough magnesium to begin restoring that balance, giving your cells the signal that it's time to recover, not just survive. And let's not forget vitamin B6, often underestimated but essential for dopamine and serotonin production. These are the feel-good chemicals that keep your mood strong and your motivation steady. Many of my patients notice, after a few weeks of including a banana in their morning routine, that they feel calmer, more focused, and less anxious. Not because of magic, but because their brain chemistry finally finds stability again. Of course, I know what you might be thinking. Doctor, can one fruit really make that much difference? And I'll be honest, no single food will transform your life overnight. But consistency will. When you combine small, smart choices, like a banana in the morning, water before bed, light movement every day, your body responds in ways that surprise even the most skeptical men. I've seen it countless times. Men in their 70s telling me that their energy is back, their blood pressure is lower, and their confidence in intimacy has returned. Not because they discovered a miracle cure, but because they finally gave their body the right tools to heal itself. So, the next time you peel a banana, don't think of it as a snack. Think of it as a natural message to your body, a signal that you're still investing in your strength, your stamina, and your story as a man. Now that you understand the science behind it, let me share the part I promised earlier. The small adjustment that turns an ordinary banana into a natural performance booster for men over 60. It's not about how much you eat, but when you eat it. The key lies in timing. When you eat a banana first thing in the morning, ideally within 30 minutes of waking, your body absorbs its nutrients during what I call the metabolic window. That's the time when your cells are most responsive to potassium and natural sugars, helping regulate your blood pressure, boost nitric oxide production, and gently awaken your cardiovascular system for the day ahead. And if you want to amplify the effect, pair it with water rich in magnesium or a handful of nuts. This simple combination stabilizes your blood sugar, extends energy release, and supports the hormones that keep your virility strong. It's a quiet ritual, something so simple you might overlook it. Yet it has the power to reawaken the strength you thought you had lost. I've seen men who replaced their heavy, processed breakfast with this small routine, and within weeks began feeling sharper, lighter, and more alive. Their faces regained color, their sleep improved, and their confidence returned. Not from medicine, but from nature. So when I tell you that men over 60 are turning to bananas, it's not a marketing line. It's a movement toward understanding the body again. A movement of men who are tired of feeling powerless against time, and who are learning that true longevity doesn't come from a pharmacy, but from what you put on your plate. Your body is not broken. It's waiting for you to give it what it needs. Real nutrients, real oxygen, real care. And every time you choose something natural, like that simple yellow fruit, you're reminding yourself that vitality isn't lost with age. It's rebuilt with wisdom. So, here's my message to you. As your doctor and as someone who's seen countless men rewrite their stories, don't underestimate the power of the small things. Because sometimes one banana in the morning is not just a fruit. It's a quiet revolution for your heart, your blood, and your manhood. If this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments where you're watching from and share your own story. And don't forget to subscribe because in the next video, I'll reveal another natural ally that works hand in hand with this one. And together, they might just change how you age forever.